I used the web version of the ResponseWare software for Stat 1201, scientific data analysis, for over summer semester just past. We had enrolments of around 200 students, with up to 90% of students attending lectures on a weekly basis. We've been using clickers in Stat 1201 for quite a few years now and have a fairly large collection of multiple choice questions that we've integrated into all of our lectures. And we were able to continue using these with the web version of the Response software. So the software allows students to answer multi-choice questions, but also has flexibility for students to enter numeric answers and, in theory, also text-based answers, so that you can ask very open-ended questions and have the class respond to those. In contrast to the clickers, I found the web version to have far fewer problems for students over the course of the semester. So the administrative load on me having to deal with students having problems getting their clickers to work properly was far reduced with the web version, which was very nice. I was also really excited about the flexibility of being able to ask those more open-ended questions which aren't part of the clicker technology. Okay, I like using clickers or response questions during the lecture because it gives the students the opportunity to stop listening and taking notes and actually participate in the discussion. So we can get students to work on quick problems and give us their answer as a way for me to evaluate whether the class as a whole is understanding a concept I've just taught, but also to break up the monotony. It's also a really nice opportunity for students who are otherwise not comfortable putting up their hand to ask questions or to give input, the opportunity to participate in the classroom. Okay. I find the clicker questions are a good way not just to get feedback from the students, but to encourage discussion between students. So I would typically ask for at least half the students to respond, with the idea that I would encourage students to speak to whoever was sitting next to them and see if, as a pair, they could come up with an answer to the problem. So this was a really effective way of promoting discussion, even with students who were particularly shy. Before I first started using clickers, I was a little reluctant because I wasn't sure how the students would receive it and how receptive they would be to actually participating and answering questions. What I have found to be a fairly useful strategy is to try and approximate how many students are in the classroom and wait until when I've set up a clicker question, we get to see the countdown, or the count up rather, of how many responses we've received, and I would typically wait until at least half the students in the room had responded before we stopped and looked at the results of that particular question. After the first couple of lectures, we never really had a problem with that, and there was always quite good participation from students.